Today we will be discussing core and basal body temperatures, infertility, and multiple pregnancies, along with sickle cell anemia. You don't need to be afraid. You can handle this, and here's how you do it.
The Ask Dr. Mom Show.
Welcome to the Ask Dr. Mom Show, episode 21. In the last 3 episodes, 18, 19, and 20, we did a 3-part series on infertility. And so today, we're going to take some of the questions that came in from doing those 3 episodes. And then next week, we will actually start a 3-part series again for pregnancy. So let's get started with question number 1.
Sylvia asked, I have had fibroids and cysts. I lost my left tube and ovary and am now doing fertility treatments. How do I get my body temperature up?
Okay, Sylvia, don't worry about the lost tube and ovary. I had I assume, pretty much the exact same thing happen. After my 4th child was born, I had a corpus luteum. I couldn't think of it for a second. I had a corpus luteum cyst grow down into my right tube, so just the opposite of what happened with Sylvia. They thought I had a tubal pregnancy, raced me into emergency surgery, and I lost my right tube and ovary. It wasn't actually a tubal pregnancy, it was the cyst that had grown down into the tube. But either way, apparently it was ready to rupture, and so I lost the tube and ovary. So the reason I'm saying don't worry is because I went on to have 5 more children with just 1 tube and 1 ovary.
And no treatments?
No.
Right.
No.
Fertility treatments.
Yeah. So when you lose one of the ovaries like that, the other one actually picks up the slack and will start ovulating every month. Oh, wow. Whereas, normally they take turns.
Oh, really?
But once you've lost one, the other one takes over.
That's interesting.
And you'll keep ovulating. So as far as fertility goes, I don't want you to worry about that. Now, on the temperature, I really wish I could ask a couple more questions because I'm not sure if you're talking about core temperature, just, your temperature every day is running a little bit low and you're cold. If that's what you're referring to, then what I would do is start taking some cayenne capsules 2 or 3 times a day.
How many capsules would you take each time?
Well, I would start with 1, probably 3 times a day, and see if that helps. And if not, then I'd move to 2. The reason I hesitate to say 2 right away is if you are a tiny person,
everybody's body responds differently.
That's right. And if you're tiny, 2 cayenne capsules 3 times a day can be pretty potent. Yeah. And it can burn both directions.
Yeah.
So depending on your size and what the problem is, I'd probably start out with 1 3 times a day. And what that'll do is really increase the circulation, which then increases body temperature. However, if you're talking about doing basal temperatures where you want to see that rise mid-month, that happens when you ovulate and the progesterone starts to rise. So in that case, if you're not getting that temperature to increase, typically that means you're not ovulating. And usually that comes back to getting the hormones balanced. And so if you're doing fertility treatments,
but you're not ovulating.
If you're not ovulating, this is why I wish I could ask you some more questions, because typically they will put you on some type of progesterone or Clomid or something that will help force ovulation.
Will your wild yam extract help with that? Because that's your natural source. That's a good natural source of progesterone.
Yes, it will. However, what I would probably do is if the hormones are that out of balance, I would probably go to something like the Hormonal Help Stage 2.
Right. It's more
That's
all inclusive.
right, that
what your body
brings
needs.
several herbs together to work synergistically, and it's specifically designed for the childbearing years.
Yeah.
So I would probably go to the Herbal Help Stage 2 along with wheat germ oil, taking that 3 times a day. And then you also need to take a really good look at your diet and how many animal products are in it, simply because of all the chemicals that are in the animal products. So, Sylvia, I hope that helps. And
On the wheat germ oil, how much? You said take it 3 times a day. How much in a capsule?
that's
just a
the
capsule?
easiest way
Yeah.
to take it, because that stuff is nasty.
I tried taking it not in a capsule and I couldn't do it. I just
I-
went back and bought the capsule.
That's
stuff.
right. I can't do it. I love the genius that figured out how to get it into capsules.
Right.
But I would probably take 2 capsules 3 times a day,
Okay.
along with the
hormone.
herbal supplement.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, what do we have for question number 2?
Alea Perry asked, would wheatgrass also be good for someone who has sickle cell disease?
Aaliyah, in my experience, anyone that is in a diseased state is going to benefit from using wheatgrass. And it doesn't have to be a tremendous amount. I would probably start out with 1 to 2 ounces of wheatgrass juice morning and night. And I would even consider, especially with something that's as serious as sickle cell, I would even consider doing the wheatgrass implants rectally, so that, because wheatgrass juice is extremely alkalizing. And so if you go to somewhere like the Optimal Health Institute, they recommend every day for those that have any type of health opportunity, is what they refer to it as.
No, it's a positive spin. It's a health opportunity.
That's right, because while you're there, they're teaching you all about the body and how to become, how to obtain optimal health.
Yeah.
And so they consider that if you're in a diseased state that has brought you there seeking help, you have a health opportunity. You now have been given a challenge that has given you the motivation to get out there and do what you need to do to get your health back and to become disease free. So when you are out there, they recommend that you do a wheatgrass implant rectally every single day, because it's helping to get in there and alkalize the system. Disease tends to thrive in an acidic environment. And so if you can tip the scale and get out of that heavy acidity, then you can begin to heal and start on the road toward optimal health. Okay, what do we have for question number 3?
Sarah asks, Dr. Mom, why is it someone who has had too much to drink can get pregnant on a one-night stand, but me, who's been trying for years, can't get pregnant?
Oh, Sarah, bless your heart. I can't tell you how many times I have been asked this. In fact, to do this episode today, I drove all night to get back to Utah from California because I have a daughter who is struggling with infertility herself and just started another cycle. So
the treatment didn't work.
that's right. So she knew Wednesday night that it didn't work, and Thursday was her birthday. And I just couldn't take it. I had to be there. So I jumped in the car late Wednesday and drove to California because I so desperately wanted to be with her on her birthday. and to encourage her. And the point of all this is, I know the frustration and heartache you're going through. And, you know, if you have ever studied genetics or fertility, and you actually watch each step that has to take place under almost perfect circumstances in order for a healthy baby to be born, it makes you realize that every single child that comes into this world really is a miracle. The fact that you had a healthy sperm and a healthy egg meet up at just the right moment and find the exact perfect place to implant, and then all those billions of cell divisions happened perfectly and in harmony, truly is a miracle. And so my answer to your question on why a one-night stand can result in a pregnancy and someone who desperately wants a baby can try for years, my answer is, I have absolutely no idea. And neither does anyone else. It really can be frustrating and heartbreaking to have your arms ache to hold your own child and not be able to accomplish it. But I hope if you have an opportunity, you will go back and watch the episodes that we did for 18, 19, and 20 and see if any of the things that we discussed in those episodes can apply to you and work into your life, and see if that won't help to bring about a pregnancy. And I truly, my heart goes out to you, and I hope that through working on your own health, alkalizing your body, becoming healthier in every way, that it will result in a healthy pregnancy. Okay, what is our last question?
Our last question is anonymous, but she asked, I'm 38 years old and about 8 weeks pregnant with my 9th baby in about 15 years. I know my uterus needs support and strengthening. I'm already having contractions on days I've been busy. It seems a little early. Everything just feels old and tired. Is there something I can do to get through this pregnancy feeling strong and well?
Oh, again, I feel your pain. First off, the answer is absolutely yes. You can feel stronger, healthier, and get through this pregnancy with a healthy outcome. However, the fact is, when you're older, and did you say this was her 8th pregnancy or 9th?
9th
Okay.
in 15 years.
Yeah. So she's been pregnant and nursing
For 15
years. And the fact is, her body's older. It's tired. And that's just a fact of life. So it's even more important that she get all of the nutrients and supplements that she needs to give this baby what it needs to grow healthy and strong, because what tends to happen is the baby's going to take what it needs.
Right, and she's going to get the leftover.
That's right. And then poor mom is having teeth problems, bone problems, hip problems, exhaustion problems, all of the things that go along with it. So the answer is yes, but it is extremely important. I would probably be on something like the Mama Bear's prenatal that has all the trace minerals in it. I would be on the red raspberry leaf tea. I would be taking wheat germ oil. And I would be taking a really good look at my diet to make sure that I'm getting lots of fresh, live, nutrient-dense food every single day, getting plenty to drink. You and I have both had multiple pregnancies, so
Yeah, well, and I didn't have either as many as you or her, but I had 4 of my kids in my 20s, and then my last child was in my 30s, and there's a difference.
There is an absolute
There's a difference.
There is a difference. I can tell you, having a baby at 20 and having one at 40 is a whole lot different. But one of the reasons it's so different is because you are taking care of 8 young children.
Yeah.
She wasn't doing that when
Yeah.
she was having her first.
That's what I always joked about, and I'm like, and every pregnancy, I had one more child to take
That's
care of.
right. So instead of just taking care of you and taking care of this pregnancy, you are now chasing after 8 others. And these early contractions you're feeling, that is your body saying,
Slow
time
down.
out. We've had enough. Take a break.
Well, and I found, like, I remember the things I did with my first and my second and my third child and those pregnancies. But when I was pregnant with my 4th and the 5th, there was a lot we scaled back on as a family. A lot of activities we didn't do. You know,
And you
things
need
like
to.
Because I just told my kids, I'm sorry, I can't.
That's right.
I can't, for my well-being, the well-being of this baby, and honestly your well-being, I cannot do all the things that I used to.
Because I'm not going to be real happy if you push this. That's
Yeah.
right. You have to make this child a priority, and everything kind of has to tone down and slow down a little bit.
And to not feel any guilt about it.
Oh, absolutely.
To realize, like, this is what's best. Like, everybody's needs need to be met, and this is what's best for everyone.
That's right.
It's just,
And everybody's
make
going to
it
be a
work.
lot happier.
Yeah.
Because when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
it's true. It's true.
All right. We are out of time for today. Thank you for joining us. This has been the Ask Dr. Mom Show. I'm Sandra Ellis with Alicia Decker. To see more episodes like this, you can find us on Facebook at Sprigs Life or at Dr. Mom's Healthy Living. Online, you can go to sprigs.life or drmomsnutraceuticals.life.